What if every time we see someone wearing a MAGA or Make America Great Again hat, we look at it and we go, is that the guy from Epstein Island?
Political propaganda machine to create an enemy within, because they would rather divide us sideways between brown, black, etc., than divide it so you don't catch that the real divide is this way. That the real divide is why have the ultra wealthy gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger? Why is that happening? Why does the head of Amazon make 6,000 times what his average worker makes? Instead of us addressing those issues, that why these people are not, these people in the middle and the bottom, why aren't they able to survive properly? Well, we don't want to pay attention to this, so we create this division. That's what it is. It's propaganda.
But why do you think Biden just turned a blind eye and let 11 million people in?
I don't think he did turn a blind eye. I think he...
Well, Kamala didn't do her job, that's for sure.
I don't know what Kamala did because nobody let her talk the whole time she was in office, and that was not an accident. Biden and Kamala apparently did not get along, and so he did not want her.
I thought it was her and Jill that really didn't get along.
I mean, Jill probably couldn't do anything about whether or not Kamala gets any press. But I would also say this, if I asked you to tell me what the last 10 vice presidents did during their terms of office.
It's their puppet.
The answer is we don't know because you don't ever hear what the fuck they're up to. I mean, like, name any vice president other than Al Gore, and only because he made a movie about the environment, right? But aside from that, can you name what any vice president ever did? And I think what happened while Biden was in office, I think he had positive intentions that, like, oh, we're going to deal with this. But I think the problem was overwhelming.
Why can't people understand that these Hispanic families are running for their lives in a country that doesn't pay enough to buy food for their families? Like, they come over here and they work hard. Tell me why ICE is going to job sites and arresting hardworking men and women. Tell me why they're going to Home Depot, where men are trying to legally find work instead of doing bullshit crimes to make money or to support their family. Unlike Americans, they'll go rob the next man if they're doing bad. Explain all that to me. If you can do that, then I might have an ear for you. If you can't, cut it out, man. Get off of my fucking page with the bullshit. I'm sick of it. I am fucking sick of it.
To suggest that this is about criminal activity is ludicrous because illegal immigrants are responsible for 1% of the violent crime in this country. 1%. Men are responsible for 85%. Men of all colors. Men who are citizens of this country are responsible for 85%. That's a pretty big delta. So if you really cared about crime, why aren't you getting to the root of why do men commit so many crimes? When men are 50% of the population, but they're 85% of the crime. Women are 50% of the population, but they're only 15% of the crime. Why is that? Like, we should explore that. And I don't mean we should go attack every man and drag him out of the country like we are with the immigrants. I'm saying you need to figure out, identify, like, study, identify, and resolve if you give a shit about crime. And if you don't give a shit about the 85% of people committing crimes, then don't give me bullshit that's why you're going after illegal immigrants.
You want to know when the shit's going to get real for the millennials? When they have to start paying their own bills. When they have to pay for their cell phone, their car insurance, their rent, their food, their clothes, their laundry. That's when shit's going to get real. Like, they have no clue how lucky they have it right now. You guys better buckle up, Buttercup.
This is why I say you should have to pass a test before you can vote. You have to pass a test before you can drive. Because what the fuck are you talking about? Like, how old do you think millennials are? Millennials are anywhere from 29 to 44 years old. Like, what in the blue hell are you talking about, man? Like, this is what I'm... And why do you turn off your comments on the video? Why did you should not be able to turn off comments on your... He got me stuttering. You should not be able to turn off comments on a video when you say something so miraculously stupid. Like, I want to think that it's engagement for him, but he really must be trapped back in 2005. And these people, like, wow.
I live in rural Arkansas. And if you don't understand why people in rural Arkansas or rural America vote Republican, it's because of fear. and jealousy. Jealousy that somebody has it better than they do, that they work their asses off, and most of them do. More education, because the education here is at the bottom of the tier. Maternal mortality, low. Education, low. Quality of living, low. Infrastructure, super low. There's no industry. There's no hope for these young kids in rural Arkansas to have a job. We had a chance to vote Chris Jones, an actual rocket scientist like myself who was educated and had a plan to bring jobs and infrastructure to Arkansas. But the people I talked to in rural Arkansas will not vote for him because of his color of his skin. And they weren't nice when they described the color of his skin. So they voted for a sycophant, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is treating this like her personal money bank. There is no infrastructure here. The roads are shit. You can drive 2 hours. So my closest grocery store, besides Walmart, is 2 hours away. So if I go that 2 hours to go to that grocery store, the roads I have to take are barely have enough room for two people to pass each other. There is no cell phone coverage for over an hour and a half of that ride. And there's no hope to get those roads fixed anytime soon because there's no money. I say that, but lo and behold, what did Sarah do as of July of 2025? She has loaned and bought $55 million worth of Israeli bonds. So she's loaned Israel $55 million with a catch to give them 100 more million by the end of the year. When her people are fucking starving, they have no medical care. Hell, most teenage girls here are living at home pregnant with their moms. And they're living at home with their moms and their boyfriends. Because that's how rural America lives. There's nothing for these kids to look forward to. So why would they ever vote Republican? Because that's what they're told to do. $150 million would go a long way to feed, get medical attention, and up our so that our children here in Arkansas don't die in infancy and the mothers don't die in childbirth. And that is rural America. Fuck Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She is the worst governor okay, she's second. Our neighbor Texas Abbott is worse, but she's a close second.
I've got a confession to make. So I used to be hardcore red Republican, MAGA all the way. And I'm, as much as, yes, it's been a while since I've been in that, I still am being humbled. And I'm actually having to deal with some shame around it, that I supported the idea of Christian nationalism when I was a Christian. And I supported the idea that Israel, this version of this government of Israel being God's chosen people, and that we can't not support them. It is leading to so many deaths and so much division. And God, it's breaking my heart. I am deeply saddened and extremely humbled that I was ever a part of that movement. And I just want to publicly say I'm sorry.
You will look at this video in the future and say, why didn't I see it? By now, most of us know it's not about right versus left anymore, but here's what a lot of people still haven't realized. Because it takes time and you have to really pay attention. Trump isn't right or left. He just had to pick a side to play the game. Now hold up, don't scroll yet, because when that question hits you later, why didn't I see this? You're going to remember this video, and the answer will be simple. I didn't listen. You're probably dismissing this today because you think certain stories are complete, but they're not. And when they finish, when the smoke clears, you're going to see exactly what I mean. Most of the reasons people walked away from Trump, they come from something you saw or heard. Guess what? I saw and heard the same things. The difference, I kept watching how those stories ended, and a lot of them were wrong. Right now, in this moment in time, you're thinking of things that weren't wrong yet. And that's the point. The story isn't over. When those things truly complete, you'll understand exactly why I can stay calm in the storm. Have a great day, Patriots.
Across the country, Americans are speaking out, and the message is louder than ever. From kitchen tables to town halls, people are voicing raw, unfiltered opinions about Republicans, MAGA, and what they believe is truly at stake in America. This video compiled the most viral, emotional, and jaw-dropping takes, both for and against, that are taking over the internet. The divide is real, but so is the backlash. Are we seeing a movement or a meltdown? No matter where you stand, one thing's clear: Americans aren't staying quiet anymore. Whether it's about broken promises, culture wars, or just plain exhaustion, the voices are getting louder. If you felt something watching this, drop a comment below and tell us where you stand. Subscribe for more real stories, no spin, just voices. Because in the end, it's not about red versus blue. It's about truth versus noise. Just a quick note, full credit goes to the original creators of these videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.